That first decade of my adult life, I did not care if I lived, died, went to prison, went to jail, or nothing. I just was chasing a high. I mean, it starts as early as being a child. I was born with literally 11 drugs in my blood, so some may say I was born addicted to drugs already. Growing up, I ended up being adopted 2 different times. On my 18th birthday, I got off the bus from school, and everything I owned was, sitting on the porch, and I no longer had anywhere to go. And the only people that took me in were people that were using alcohol every day and drugs every day. So naturally, I became a product of my environment. There were some close calls where, I probably shouldn't be here today, but by the grace of God, I still am. And I'm extremely thankful for that. Eventually I was able to get into a tattoo shop, a local tattoo shop that was trying to keep me there, to keep my mind away from chasing what I was. But I was still basically homeless, so when I left there, I would spend all night, instead of sleeping anywhere, I'd walk. And then when they opened, I'd be there and I'd go crash for a couple hours, but that was my life. And once I started getting serious about my piercing, I decided that this is something I really love to do, and that the only way I was ever going to be good at it is if I wasn't known as like the junkie that was piercing people, or the guy that was shaking when he's trying to do a tattoo, or a body piercing, because who wants that, right? So I mean, that literally is what motivated me. Literally use this career to help me get clean so that I could be the best I possibly could. Now I have 3 children of my own and 3 stepchildren. I'm married, and I've been sober for 10 years from all hard drugs that most people can't sit here and say the same for, Because that's literally what gave me the idea for the podcast, is the amount of times as a tattoo artist we're always talking, because small talk is small talk. And 9 times out of 10, I always found myself talking about, the question is always, oh, what made you want to be a tattoo artist? And I don't hold anything back. So I always talk about, I was a junkie and here I am, you know what I'm saying? And explaining that. So naturally, if someone relates to that story, I'm going to hear their end of it too. When I talk to people about this has become my dream, right? Being out here and trying to make a difference. But if you would have asked me, 15 years ago, I was going to be a famous rapper, man.
It takes work to make a name amongst the city like you. So when they finally don't mind, they'll know I rap come through. We all got a place. I can't explain the rush I get soon as I step on the stage. I feel amazing.
I thought I was going to be the next Slim Shady. Who knows? And it's just funny how recovery and addiction and the path that I'm on has molded me into, I still want to speak to people, but I don't want to speak to people in that light. Now I want to help people. And I'm slowly seeing the dream come to light and come true. When I started my podcast, I had no idea it was going to just start taking off like it is, but I'm extremely thankful, and I want to get out there and speak to as many people as I can if it'll help make a difference. Even after all these years, I'm coming up on a year of this shop being open, I still walk in and take a deep breath and, I'm like, I did this, I did it. So the feeling of accomplishment, and not only that, but always reminding myself that anything can change. I have bad days, and there's still days that, if I'm not right in my head, I can relapse just like anybody else. But being able to walk in here knowing that this is my fortress that I've built, and it attracts tons of the right kind of people for me, that's everything. It provides for my family, for my children, and that's what's most important.
This program is supported in part by an award from the Michigan Arts and Culture Council, and is also powered by you and your dedicated support. Thank you.